It's Friday, sort of, pretty much Saturday, but I haven't fallen asleep yet, and that makes it Friday. I'm Mark, and I almost forgot to make this video because I had a meeting, and then I went and got drunk, and then I came home and watched Buffy and sobered up, and then remembered I was supposed to do this, so I'm doing it now. This week's topic is about dating. We're talking about dating as a trans person, when you divulge, if you divulge, that kind of thing. I've had an interesting relationship history. Yeah. So just to really quickly go over my serious relationship history, ignoring smaller relationships. The first person I dated after I came out as trans was actually another trans guy. And that was complicated because we were both pre-op and pre-testosterone. So a lot of people thought we were lesbians, and that was really annoying. And then he told me he identified as a lesbian, and I think he identifies as male again now. And that just made everything more complicated. But that relationship didn't work out, mostly because he was a giant douchebag. Yeah, I would say that was the main reason that didn't work. Then my biggest relationship after that was with my pansexual shapeshifter ex, who was genderqueer, more or less presented as female, but did like to play with gender and sometimes presented as male. And we were in a polyamorous relationship, and we were together for about a year and a half. That didn't work out. The two of us were kind of going in different directions in our lives at the time, and it was just sort of bad timing. But we stayed really close friends afterwards. Now I'm in a relationship with my boyfriend. We've been together since May 2010. With my pansexual shapeshifter ex, I was pre-T and pre-op, and we met through a queer trans drop-in center. So, yeah, I was pretty upfront. And then, with my current boyfriend, he actually met me through YouTube by watching my transition video on my main channel. He ended up commenting, and then we ended up talking, and then we ended up Facebooking, and then we ended up MSNing, and then we ended up Skyping, and then we ended up meeting. He knew right away as well. And I've had other relationships along the way, and I'm in a polyamorous relationship right now, so I do still have coitus with other people. With all the relationships, like serious relationships I've had, I always try to disclose almost right away, but I almost always start off as friends with the person first, you know, so they usually find out. Plus, I'm not very stealth. To be fair, when I met the people for my relationships, I wasn't able to be stealth because I didn't pass very well, and I haven't really looked for serious relationships since then because I've been with my boyfriend. But I guess that would be more complicated now that I pass because I would have to tell the person, right? I feel like when I'm looking to sleep with someone, I would like to tell them sooner rather than later. There's only been one instance in which only a few minutes before we got into bed together did I say, oh, by the way, yeah, not cisgendered. Surprise! You know, and that went over fine. He was really cool about it. And also, I'm queer identified, so I'm also usually in queer safe spaces, so it's not a big deal to come out. Although, I've had some serious rejection because I came out as trans, and cisgendered guys were like, ew, you're a woman? I don't want none of that pussy, no thank you. I'm like, well, I mean, it's more complicated than that, but if that's how you see it, I don't want to be with you either. So I wouldn't want to be with a guy who wouldn't want to be with me because I was trans, so fuck them anyways. Generally, when it comes to dating for me, or relationships in general, I try to look out for myself first, so if I think it's important to the relationship, and I think if it's important to me, then I'm comfortable outing myself to a person. If I don't think it's important, or I don't feel comfortable about it, then I don't. I've had friendships that lasted a while before they knew at all, and I'm sure there's people who don't know, maybe, if they don't have me on Facebook and don't watch me on YouTube and don't hang around me very much. I'm really vocal about my trans identity, and it really does pertain to a lot of my life, so yeah, I'm not very stealth. So that's my view on dating when you're trans. Thanks for watching, and here's a bunch of outtakes for you, just for fun. So, that was a mess, though. He was a cocksucker. Wait, but that was a mess, though. He was like a giant bag of cocks. Wait, that was a mess. He was just like this giant bag of cocks, whatever, and he was just a tool. I can't say bag of cocks, because that sounds wrong when you're talking about a trans guy. I don't want none of that pussy. Oops. I don't want none of that pussy. No thank you. Ew, you're a woman? I don't want no pussy. Ew. It took too many tries. It's like 4 in the morning. What if someone in the house hears me talking to myself about how I don't want pussy? What if someone just hears me mumbling the word pussy at 4 in the morning? Maybe I should stop saying pussy. Pussy, 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 pussy.